Listen to that. That high-pitched, motorsport-style bark is not the deep, burbling German V8 you're used to. For the latest generation, Mercedes-AMG did the unthinkable. They ripped up the rulebook and dropped a flat-plane crank V8, the exact same engine architecture famously used by Ferrari, into a family SUV. At a starting price of around $130,000, this is the newly updated Mercedes-AMG GLE 63S. But is an Italian-style supercar heart enough to dethrone the benchmark BMW X5 M Competition?
In a world where AMG is aggressively downsizing, shoving 4 cylinders into the C63 and stripping the V8 from the G-Wagon, the fact that the GLE 63S keeps a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 is nothing short of a miracle. But they didn't just keep it, they completely transformed it. The new M177 Evo engine is built to survive tightening global emissions, but it also promises to be the ultimate middle finger to the EV revolution. But before you hand over $150,000 for a fully spec'd model, you need to know about a hidden reality regarding how this 5,500-pound behemoth actually handles corners, and how that new flat-plane crank really feels from the driver's seat. I'm going to push it to the limit on the twisties later, and this specific compromise might just be the deal breaker that sends you straight to a BMW dealership.
Let's start inside, because if you're dropping 6 figures, this cabin needs to feel like a private jet. And frankly, Mercedes still absolutely owns the interior game. You get massive wraparound dual displays running the updated MB.OS interface. It's snappy, the graphics are crystal clear, and the augmented reality navigation is basically a cheat code for city driving. You also get the latest AMG steering wheel with the digital drive mode dials. Build quality is exceptional. No squeaks, no rattles, just acres of exclusive Nappa leather and carbon fiber. In the back, passenger space is cavernous, and you get serious cargo room for cross-country road trips. But let's be real, the tech can be overwhelmingly complex. Navigating capacitive touch sub-menus on the steering wheel just to skip a track or adjust the volume is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while driving at 70 miles per hour.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, that Ferrari V8. This updated 4.0-liter twin-turbo engine pushes out 603 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. Because it now uses a flat-plane crankshaft, it reduces rotating mass, letting the engine pick up revs cleanly and react faster to your throttle inputs. It still hits 60 miles per hour in a blistering 3.7 seconds, aided by a 48-volt mild hybrid system that adds 23 horsepower to fill in the low-end turbo lag.
The sound is intoxicating, even if it is a bit more manufactured now. But here is where we address that open loop. How does it handle? Mercedes fitted it with AMG Active Ride Control and an air suspension that scans the road continuously to eliminate body roll. On the highway, it's a cruise missile. But throw it into a tight corner, and you cannot hide the physics of a heavy SUV. The steering feels artificially weighted, and because Mercedes actually added balance shafts to keep this flat-plane engine smooth and luxurious, it doesn't feel quite as unhinged or raw as a true supercar. It feels isolated compared to the scalpel-like precision of the BMW X5 M Competition. Plus, you're looking at a dismal 15 miles per gallon in the city. You will definitely be on a first-name basis with your local gas station attendant. Now, let's talk about your wallet. High-performance German SUVs are notorious for catastrophic depreciation, and the new GLE 63S is no exception. Expect this car to lose a massive chunk of its value in the first 3 to 4 years. The flat-plane crank is an engineering marvel that keeps the V8 alive for a few more years, but high-revving, highly strung V8s mated to complex 48-volt electrical architectures are notoriously expensive to fix out of warranty. Mercedes offers a standard warranty, but once that expires, you are on your own. If you plan on keeping this past year 4, a comprehensive extended warranty isn't just recommended, it's mandatory financial survival gear. So here's the brutal, honest verdict. Mercedes-AMG has done something spectacular by keeping the V8 alive and giving it a flat plane crank that changes its fundamental character. But the reality is, it suffers from a bit of an identity crisis. It has the beating heart of a supercar, but it handles like a heavy, isolated luxury cruiser. If you want the absolute sharpest, most aggressive driving dynamics in this class, the BMW X5 M Competition is still the undisputed king of the corners. But if you want a brute force Autobahn destroyer that coddles you in ultimate luxury, has the best interior in the business, and barks aggressively when you bury the throttle, buy the GLE 63S. Just make sure you lease it, don't finance it.
The GLE 63S is an absolute monster. But if you want to see what happens when you take this exact same $150,000 budget and buy a dedicated, purpose-built sports car instead, click the video right here where I test the new Porsche 911 Carrera GTS. It might just change your mind entirely. I'll see you over there.